Hey, my name's Tyler. I'm a Google Ads and LinkedIn Ads consultant. In this video, I just want to show you how to set up LinkedIn Ads conversion tracking and event-specific conversions within LinkedIn Ads. So this has actually changed a lot over the last year. There's a whole new insight tag. And what I'm seeing across the board when I'm looking at other people's accounts is that often they're using the old insight tag. Sometimes things are set up incorrectly. Sometimes they're set up correctly, but just the old tag. And it's just not the best way to track things today. So this has actually changed a lot over the last 8 or so months. So I want to show today how to set up some of the main conversions that you'd like to set up within your account that don't have a thank you page. So setting up a form thank you page track conversion within LinkedIn Ads is not that difficult. I'll just show you that here afterwards. I have this one set up here. But if you wanted to set up an event specific action, it's a little more complicated. It's not actually that hard. So I hope this step-by-step video will help you with it. Some of the main ones you might want to track are phone clicks, email clicks, PDF downloads, video plays. There's a lot of things you might want to track on a page that's not just a thank you page. So I'm going to show you that here, how to set that up today, and hopefully the step-by-step format will be helpful. So here, looking here, I have this one set up kind of using a thank you page, which is really one of the best ways to set up a form tracking. It's one of the most consistent ways. It's one of the easiest ways. And once the insight tag is on the website, it's really easy to set up. With that here, I have that here. You basically set up it here, and you apply it to your campaigns, and it's based on the page load. So in this case, the form is set up using the page URL contains thank you, and that's how I'm tracking the thank you page, which is great. But a lot of the times, you're setting up a tracking and there's no thank you page, or you want to have other events that don't have a thank you page. So that's when you'll use event specific conversions, which is what I want to show you today, really will be the focus of this video. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this here. So all you're going to need to be able to set up this tracking is your LinkedIn Ads account, which is where we are here. We're in the conversion tracking section, and you're going to need Tag Manager installed on the website. So this may take a backend developer to put this on the website, but basically you're going to have Tag Manager installed on the website, but then everything we'll do will be within LinkedIn and within Tag Manager. So just to show you here, I have this contact page. I made a duplicate of my normal contact page, so that's why it's contact 2. And this one does not have a thank you page. So typically I'm just using a thank you page, but in this case, I want to show how to use one without a thank you page. And I want to show you also how to set up an email click and also a phone click. So within here, we'll start within LinkedIn Ads. We're going to go create a conversion. It's going to be an online conversion. And let's just start with email clicks. We're going to go, that'll be maybe a contact one here. Contact. We can leave that as the default. As a default, I tend to use last touch last campaign. We'll leave it as that for now, and we'll go next. Typically, you would apply it to your campaigns here. I have other ones there, but you would just apply it this way. Go next, and we're going to choose event specific. So this is kind of unique because now it's giving us a new code here. Here, we can copy the code here. You actually really just need to copy this number here. So this is the conversion ID number. So we're going to copy that. Control C on that to copy that, and we're going to create the conversion. So now we have this email clicks conversion, but of course there's no event happening yet, so there's no signal yet. So I'm going to show you how to set that up now in Tag Manager. So I'll just show you this Tag Manager I have here. This is the Tag Manager I have on my current website, and I have multiple tags set up. I have Universal Analytics tags, I have Google Ads tags, and I have Google Analytics 4 tags. I don't have that many LinkedIn tags yet because I actually don't run LinkedIn ads at the moment, but it's something that I set up a lot for clients, so I know how to set this up here. So the biggest difference actually that's changed over the last 6 or 8 months is the insight tag, the tag kind of, what's it called? The model, or anyways, the tag has actually just changed. So it's the insight tag 2.0. So you want to be sure that you're using this 2.0 tag and not the old tag. So the way I've set up this LinkedIn insight tag is the 2.0 tag here. We're using the partner ID that's within the account. If I didn't show that here, you go manage in tag, C tag, and that's your number there. So back here, you put your partner ID in this section and you just make it fire on all pages. So the insight tag is basically just a listener for your other events. With the insight tag, you can set up a remarketing list. So it starts collecting people who went to your website, but it's also kind of listens if you set up other events that I'll show in a second. So that's the first step. The thing is, it's kind of hidden actually. So if you're setting up a new insight tag, you'll go to tags, you'll go to click here to click new. So this is what you'll see as a default. You're not actually going to see this. This is going to be hidden. You're only seeing it because I've set it up already. So this is actually going to be hidden, this Insight Tag 2.0. And what you would normally do is type in LinkedIn here and search for it, and you would find this LinkedIn Insight Tag. But today, that's outdated. You want to stop using that. So in order to find the 2.0 tag, I'll just show it from the beginning. You're going to click here. You're going to actually go to the community template gallery. It's actually a bit hidden for some reason. And then you'll search in this section. So here I'll type in LinkedIn, and then you'll select this, and you'll choose template, and it's going to ask you for a few permissions, and you're just going to say yes. And that's going to let you bring that template into the tag manager account that you have. So that's the way you'll set it up. And then you'll set it up just like this one I had here. So once you brought it in, you'll just put your partner ID, you'll fire it on all pages. So that's set up. That's good. Now we're trying to set up the email clicks one here. So I'm just going to go back to this. I'll go to email clicks, just go make sure I still have that there. I'll go take this conversion ID, and I'll show you how to set up this specific event-specific action. So this is really cool. One of the things you'll do here, you go to new, you'll just type in, you'll label it so it's in a clear way. So I'll type in LinkedIn, LinkedIn ads, email clicks, like that. And we're going to actually select this 2.0 tag here. We're going to put our conversion ID. That's what I just copied. We're going to need to actually go get that partner ID. It's nice if you actually just have it copied on the side. So we're going to have to go get that in a second, but we're going to create the trigger. So what we're saying is we're going to tell LinkedIn that this action happened with this conversion ID, and we're going to set up a trigger to tell it when it happened. So I've already set this up because I was using it, of course, for analytics and for Google Ads. So I'm just going to click it here and select it. So I have it, basically what I'm saying is when this trigger happens, send the event to LinkedIn. So triggers are the action that you're tracking, and the tag is bringing that to a certain platform. So you can have one trigger, but have 5 tags, because you could send the same action to LinkedIn. You could send the same tag to Google Ads, to analytics, to HubSpot. You could, that's kind of the way it works. So I'll just show how this tag is set up here. Actually, I'll show it here starting at the landing page. So in this case, say I want to track that email click. Well, how do you do that? The way to do that, you'll see that you're usually set up like links. You see you hover over and it's like a button. If you just right click on it and click inspect, you'll actually notice that emails are almost always mail to links. So we see that here, mail to Tyler at mrppcmarketing.com. That's a mail to link. And when you click on it, it pops open the email, which is why websites are set up this way. And also, if you do the call me one, I'll show you that. You inspect it here. These are telephone links. So these are tel with the colon here and then the number. So those are actually how we're going to track our actions. So this one was a mail to link and this one's a tel link. So going back into Tag Manager, I'll just show you this trigger. What I'm saying is I want to track just link clicks, but only when the click URL contains mail to. You could also use starts with mail to. It's essentially the same thing. So contains mail to. So that's basically what it's going to say is, because people could click on anything on the website, but this trigger is only going to fire when that email click happens. So that's what we've set up there. So basically what we have to do is just save this, and then we'll go put that partner ID back in. So here, I'll go get that partner ID, LinkedIn Insight tag, take this partner ID, copy it. I'm going to actually pull it up on the side for future reference as well. Okay. So that's that. And we'll go get that LinkedIn ads email clicks, and we will put the partner ID here. So we have the partner ID, the conversion ID, and the trigger. We're going to save it, and we're going to go into preview mode to debug it and make sure that it works correctly. So I'm going to my contact page, connect. That's that here. So I'm going to click on this, and it pops up this. I actually clicked it twice quickly. And we see that here. LinkedIn ads in email clicks fired 2 times. I clicked it twice because sometimes if you click it once, it takes like a minute to upload. Anyways, so I clicked it twice. So basically, we see that that event fired twice. It also fired twice for Universal Analytics, for GA4 Analytics, for Google Ads. So that one trigger is actually sending events to multiple places. So it's that simple to set up an email click. And it's literally the same thing for a phone click. So I won't even go through that. It's basically the same thing, but rather than, so you would set up a new conversion in here, I'll just go here. You would basically set up a new conversion. It would give you the new number, but then you'll just repeat the process. But instead of the email, instead of the trigger being contains mail to, like this one contains mail to, you would set up a trigger like it would be phone clicks. You would go here to just links, some link clicks, click URL contains tell, like this, and that'll fire on all pages like that. So that's how you would set it up. But rather than repeat the process, I'll jump straight into forms. Forms are wildly different, and I can't show you every form because there's like 1,000 providers of forms and they all need to be tracked a little bit differently sometimes. But I'm going to show you some of the main ways to track a form. Just discard here. So in this case, Elementor forms are kind of annoying. I'm not going to lie. I'm using Elementor for this website here. They're kind of annoying because sometimes, I'll show you here, I'll go inspect. The first step you want to do when you're trying to track a form is really to, let's put this down here, is really to click on the first field, right click, click inspect. Typically you want to find the form ID. And there's a lot of times when you can actually just track the form using the form ID. You see here I have form_1_contact. That's my form ID. And if you're using something like Gravity Forms or Fluid Forms or other forms, sometimes you can track based on the form ID. If I just go into Tag Manager, I'll show you there's a trigger based on form ID. So what you would do is click this form submission trigger. These are kind of, just to explain them quickly, wait for tags will just make sure that your event fires correctly by giving it the right amount of time. So you would click like this. You would click check validation. Check validation is telling you that the trigger will only fire when it's successfully submitted. This is the next step. And then you would go form ID. You would go page URL matches regex.star. And this is kind of complicated because basically what you're saying is this form submission trigger is going to listen on all pages. So matches regex.star means it's listening on all pages. And then you would go some forms, and then you go form ID equals that form ID, which was basically form_1 contains form_1. So that's one way to do it, and that works with Gravity Forms. This would actually be a perfect trigger for a Gravity Form, but it doesn't work with Elementor, unfortunately. With Elementor, it's a bit more tricky. The form submission trigger doesn't work without the thank you page. We have to use a different trigger, which I'll show right now, which is really cool. It's not that complicated. It was really complicated when I was trying to figure it out, but now that you have it figured out, it's really not that complicated. So I'm going to show you how to do that one in this case. So we're going to discard this. We're going to go here, exit this. Okay, so here I'm looking at the form, and what I want to do, it doesn't have a thank you page. So I want to actually track the success message. So when you submit this form, it's going to tell you the form was successfully submitted. And we need to track that message. I'm going to show you how to do that. So here, if I just type in here, test, so that might not work. We'll see. Test, industry. No, we'll do this one. Test. Okay. No, these are you're a big spender. I can feel it. Okay. And test. So we're just running a test. And what I want to do is see the success message. So I'll click submit. This is what we're looking for. So this form was sent successfully. There's no thank you page. So how do we track this with an event specific conversion? So I'm going to do that here. What you're going to do is basically kind of just highlight it, right click, click inspect. This is what we're looking for. So this, we see here, Elementor message success. So what this is telling us is this thing pops up, the form actually transforms when it's submitted, and it gives the success message. So we're looking for this. So we're going to right click on this, click copy, copy selector. So what you're copying here is the CSS selector. So to keep it simple, it's basically the thank you message, the code of the thank you message. So you want to copy the selector there. We don't need this anymore. It's copied to my board, and we're going to go create that event now. So within Tag Manager, well, I guess we have to start from the very beginning actually, but we could set up the trigger right now just because I have that copied. So I'm going to set up the trigger. I'm going to call this. I'm going to call it LinkedIn Ads Form Submit. I'm going to call it Success Message because I'm already tracking the thank you page. I just want to show it in this case because a lot of times you have to do it based off of something a little bit more intricate like this. So essentially LinkedIn Ads Form Submit Success Message. We're going to then use the element visibility trigger. We're going to click element visibility. What we're saying here is when do we want this to fire? And we want it to fire when that success message happened. So we're going to go here, we're going to go to CSS selector, specify the CSS selector to a particular element. So we're just going to paste that here. And you see that it's Elementor success message and form underscore contact. This is basically the selector. In this case, it's going to work well. Yeah, because I have it named, so you can actually just use it this way. Form one. We're going to fire it once per page, and we're going to do observe DOM changes. Basically, that just says it's going to listen for an update there. And that should be fine. Maybe I'll just lower this a little bit to 25 and leave it on all visible events. So that's how you set that up. Element selector once per page, 25, observe DOM changes, and save it. That's that trigger. So now let's go set up that event. So we're going to go create an online conversion. We're going to call that form submit. Form submit there. We'll call it success message. We're going to give it a lead. We're going to give it a value of 500. We'll say 30, 30, last touch, last. You would normally select all your campaigns. You can go through the tabs and select them all. Go next. Event specific. So now we're going to go create that event specific ad conversion here. We're going to copy this code. It's our event specific, and we're just going to create it. So right now, of course, there's no signal because we haven't created it in Tag Manager. So I'm going to show you how to do that here. So within Tag Manager, you're going to open up tags. You're going to go new. You're going to call this LinkedIn Ads Form Submit Success Message. And then within that, we're going to go take that 2.0 tag. We're going to put our conversion ID here. We're going to take our insight tag that I had copied over there. And we're going to set up that trigger to that form submit, the element visibility trigger. So this is how this one is set up. And we'll go save. And now let's go into preview mode and see if that works. And I'll show you how that works there. So now we have it kind of set up here where we tested the email clicks before. We're going to reload it, which is going to reload everything and get us back to the beginning. Continue. So these are our default kind of listener tags. And now we're going to go see if we can get this LinkedIn Ads form submit tag to fire here. So if I go to the contact page, basically what I'm going to do again is basically just go test, 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 Tyler, test, test. So we're going to go send. And now we see this message was here. And if we go to the tag manager, it fired here. So this worked perfectly. But what's really cool is now, okay, well, of course, this one worked. We have this set up so it worked. But we see, I don't know if you could see, the Google Ads one is based on the thank you page. So that didn't fire because it's not the thank you page. So essentially the one that did fire was the LinkedIn Ads form submit success message. And it's working correctly. So that's how you debug it. every form is going to be different. So I can't go through every single one in the world. But the idea is you need to just dig a little bit into the code, find that little nugget that can identify it, and then set it up that way. So I hope that helps. Maybe more to come in the future. Alrighty, take care and thank you.